When I went to the junk store and saw a Sony V-AIO 1080p display, this is a 24-inch model, for $140, I thought I had struck gold. But then I pulled off the backplate and saw all the proprietary bullshit going on there, and I knew I was in for project fail. So today I'm going to document what just happened in this build. Welcome back to Tech Yes City. This is Brian coming to you guys today with a video on what happened in the last week with this big project fail. And now I found this monitor, this all-in-one, it's actually in the background running right now. Found it at the junk store for a bargain price. I was like, damn, 140 bucks. I could rip out a lot of the internals and put in my own internals and make one awesome custom project. However, upon getting it home, pulling off the back plate, I just started to see one cable after another that was all proprietary, and I was shocked. I mean, even the left and the right speaker cable jacks were different from one another. And the biggest thing that got me, or the two biggest things that got to me, was the fact that they had the monitor cable there, which I could not use on a standard form factor Broadwell motherboard, or the power supply as well. And I was just scratching my head going, this would be an absolute nightmare if I was to do all this. And the biggest thing that stopped me from doing it in the end was the fact that the power supply didn't have those different connections on there. And if it's one thing you don't go ghetto on, it's the power supplies. Like seriously, don't go ghetto on them unless you know what you're doing.
And if you guys know me, you'll know that I'm all for ghetto. At the moment, I'm actually doing a project where I'm cutting off parts of the motherboard socket to fit in a different LGA771 chip.
However, it wasn't all bad news. I did manage to get another hard drive and some more memory and patch this little bad boy up and put it back on the market. So it's just a big lesson that I learned from this. And if you guys are doing custom projects as well, the biggest message to come out of this is don't go with old school OEMs. They all use proprietary stuff. I know Sony V-AIO is not just guilty of this. I know Dell do it, HP do it, a list of other people do it. And at the end, it's just one big headache if you are wishing to do custom projects for yourself. And another example of this is I just got the server board in. It was a Dell dual socket server board, so I'm actually got a little project coming up in the future. However, again, it uses a power supply with two ATX 24 pin connectors there. So big headache. And that's coming for you guys. I'll be documenting a video on that. But one thing you will have to be careful of if you wish to do projects is just to go with standard form factor stuff. I think in the future I will be getting just a lightweight 1080p monitor of 24-inch and then just manually sticking the parts on the back and making a custom bracket for the back of the monitor and have it that way where I can have an all-in-one lightweight carry solution, because I did want to put a Haswell motherboard and a Broadwell Iris Pro GPU in there and have just one awesome mobile gaming solution that was pretty lightweight to carry. However, it still would have done a very good job. And the whole reason for these companies doing this is essentially so that if something breaks down, they can charge you for their piece only. Like, oh, we make the power supply that has these connections, so you have to buy the power supply from us, which has the markup on it. It costs you guys more money, and it causes me, like someone like me, a frustration if I'm trying to do a project like I'm doing. So in the end, I guess the company wins out, but not really, because they had to spend the extra money to do the designs in the first place, and they also have the limited accessibility in that they can't use other OEMs for their designs and whatnot. Although if it's one thing to come out of this video today, that is that if you're doing custom projects, just go with the standard form factor stuff. I think if I do this project in the future, I will just grab a lightweight 24-inch slim 1080p monitor and get a custom bracket for it, put all the hardware on the back, and I'll be good to go with a mobile gaming solution. So guys, if you have any questions or comments, be sure to drop a comment in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you haven't already, subscribe to Tech Yes City and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out for now. Bye.